Saitama talking about somebody talking about Popeye is him, but I don't see it. The fuck? Hey, boy. Intro shit.
Hey, you know what?
Saitama, the One Punch Man.
Popeye, the Sailor Man.
East versus West. Old versus new.
Healthy eating versus basic exercise.
These two warriors may seem ridiculous, but their unassuming exteriors belie impossible strength.
He's Whiz and I'm Boomstick.
And it's our job to analyze their weapons, armor, and skills to find out who would win a death battle.
Life is pain, brutal and short. The challenges we face during our brief sojourn on this tiny blue marble are what make us human. They light a fire in our soul. They make it all worth something. Without them, we are lost.
Yeah, it's a little early in the day for an existential crisis, but luckily I came prepared.
For this failed salaryman, all it took to get that fiery passion back was to save this butt-chin child from a crab monster in underwear. That was a sentence.
This man was Saitama, and he was going to be a superhero.
And so he trained, pushing his body beyond its limits and shattering the boundaries of humanity.
So hard, his freaking hair fell out.
Saitama's strength grew exponentially day by day, with the goal of becoming the greatest hero who ever lived.
And much to his horror, that's exactly what he got.
All it took was one punch.
Damn it!
He became too strong. He became the one, the only, the infamous Caped Baldy.
But anyone who's cool knows him as One Punch Man, as in he can't help but beat almost every opponent he's faced in exactly one punch. One friggin' punch! And this is a universe with some pretty whacked out monsters, like a giant who's over 1/4 kilometer tall and can stomp city-sized craters into the earth.
Or an Esper who can effortlessly pull giant meteors from outer space.
Or a Monster King who shaved off a continent from the Earth's surface and lifted it into the stratosphere. And Saitama's never even broken so much as a sweat fighting any of them.
During their battle, that same Monster King absorbed this huge chunk of the Earth's core and fired it at Saitama,
who blocked it by squirt gunning some lava at it. The lava he was bathing in, naked.
From side to side, defeated a martial arts master with his butt, and survived the inhospitable vacuum of space after being kicked all the way to the moon and before jumping back to Earth in about 16 seconds. That's 8% the speed of light.
Kinda like the time he blocked attacks from this alien dude who stated to move near light speed or punch so fast his fist starts to blue shift. You know, that thing that happens when you approach the speed of light?
Saitama utilizes his absurdly superhuman strength and speed with techniques like his devastating normal punch. And if he wants to amp it up, the consecutive normal punches.
Are you kidding me? Those are his attack names? What kind of self-respecting anime protagonist is he?
Plain and simple, he's a satire of one. Instead of seeing his journey from the beginning and enjoying his struggle to the top, we join him when he's already there.
Basically, imagine if Goku went Super Saiyan in his fight against Jackie Chun. Kinda sucks all the drama out of it, doesn't it?
And that's the point. Far from the power fantasy the genre is known for, Saitama's life became an existential nightmare. Without suitable conflict, the struggle that had heretofore defined him became meaningless. His new reality was inescapably boring.
Which is really saying something when he can decimate mountains without even hitting them, or shatter asteroids that rank a 9 on the Torino scale. For those not in the Torino, that's equal to 1 trillion tons of TNT. This guy's training must have been insane.
That would be 100 push-ups, 100 sit-ups, 100 squats, and a 10-kilometer run every single day. And that's it.
I'm on a Saitama workout.
You've got to be shitting me.
It doesn't make sense because it's not allowed to make sense. To be fair though, to someone who isn't already a trained soldier or athlete, Keeping that workout routine every day for years is pretty much impossible.
While 100 push-ups and sit-ups are technically doable, especially if you space them out, doing 100 squats and then running half a marathon every single day would absolutely destroy your legs.
Put simply, effective workouts involve shredding muscle fibers at the micro level, then allowing them time to repair themselves more durable than before. This repair process requires hydration, consuming protein and carbohydrates, and lots of sleep.
But Saitama's workout schedule doesn't give them time to repair, which means he was basically just ripping himself to shreds over and over and over. After a few days, he shouldn't even have been able to move, but he just kept going.
There might be an explanation. Take the brilliant scientist Dr. Genus, whose half-century of research into evolution Saitama erased in, well, one punch. According to Genus's hypothesis, Saitama's training broke his limiter.
Basically, every living thing on Earth has a limit to their natural abilities. At some point, no matter how badass they are, they'll plateau. Wait a minute. Have I peaked? I gotta go to the gym!
Well, Saitama trained so hard, he literally defied the laws of nature and reality. He just breaks the logic of his world. He crushed the entire field of evolutionary biology in the palm of his hand.
And while he has stated that his strength did eventually stop growing, it's pretty clear he's never gotten close to showing it off in full.
Such as when he fought the godlike alien conqueror Lord Boros, and finally broke out his serious punch. A blow where he punches a little harder than normal.
And reflected Boros' collapsing star-roaring cannon. Now, you see, that's an attack name. An energy blast that was going to blow up the friggin' planet. That's over 50 zetatons of TNT. Like a quadrillion of the world's strongest nukes going off at once.
Despite his obvious and overwhelming power, Saitama's accomplishments were never officially recognized. As if no one in their right minds could believe a psych ward Charlie Brown could save the world.
Well, he doesn't seem to mind. Almost as if being removed from anything resembling conflict gave him a perspective on how trophy and cares about
we know about Saitama. We know about Saitama.
My word for literally unbeatable.
We know about
hero.
I want to hear this shit. What did I say about Popeye?
Popeye the Sailor Man, hero, adventurer,
I want to hear what
sailor,
bullshit they gotta say about
man.
Popeye.
Oh, two against one, huh? How do you like that?
Man, he sounds like he smokes a pack of Marlboro Factories every day. And if you ever wanted to know what angry cat sex sounds like, he can sing.
I'm Popeye the Sailor Man.
How exactly do you know? Never mind. Popeye's origins are humble. Born to the cruelly named Poop Deck Pappy, Popeye was, immediately upon birth, horrifically ugly. So ugly, his father fled in embarrassment of his spawn and never returned.
So Popeye grew up with a chip on his shoulder and a pop in his eye, especially after discovering his higher calling, beating the snot out of people.
Don't worry, Popeye's fists are righteous, only spilling the snot of those who deserve it. Inspired by his adopted father, Whaler Joe, Popeye set out to put his combat prowess to the test and join the Navy, becoming a true sailor man.
It was there he learned the sweet science of boxing and to battle against World War II era racial stereotypes. I'm being non-specific, not just for sensitivity, but because there are so many examples.
Originating in the era of rubber hose animation, Popeye's body is essentially made of, well, rubber, able to stretch, twist, squish, and squash any way he likes.
Or rev up his arm for a punch that'll knock you around the planet.
Popeye's punches are fascinating, since they can disincorporate their targets into composite elements, like turning anchors into fish hooks, an alligator into handbags, and several Native Americans. You know, I don't even want to know.
I think the reason's pretty simple, Wiz. He's a cartoon. He can basically do whatever he wants. He can shoot fire from his corncob pipe, pull a canyon closed, punch bolts of lightning out of the air, and even give the sun a black eye.
Judging by the distance the sun is from the Earth, as well as the time it took for the high striker puck to reach it, the puck must have been moving at 500 times the speed of light. In order to generate that force, Popeye must have swung his fist just as fast. Hell, he's even shadowboxed so fast, he somehow occupied 2 places at once and hit himself.
So, was he just born this way? Is being ugly the secret to pulling insane bullshit superpowers out of your ass? Because if so,
what happened?
you might want to get on that, buddy.
Ha ha, no. The secret to
Lou, did you
Popeye's
lose your
immense
mouth?
physical
What the
strength is simply the virtue of nutrition.
I knew you'd find a way to make it lame.
Specifically,
Yeah, they gonna
Popeye has
cheese
spent
this
his
shit.
life
Oh,
consuming
bro,
a
this-
miracle herb
they
that
talking
has
about this
turned him
man.
from a mere sailor into a veritable god. Spinach.
Propaganda
God,
straight
bro.
from the bean counters at Big Vegetable. You'll never get me to eat my grains, damn you! It's only animal flesh and grain alcohol for me!
Originating in Persia,
Wait,
Spinacia
wait,
oleracea is a
why is
leafy
not-
green nutrient
wait,
and
what the fuck?
antioxidant-rich vegetable that can help prevent cancer and reduce
Oh, it is
blood
back.
pressure.
I think it's
And
back.
apparently imbue your
Wait, nah, it's
biceps
back,
with the
it's back,
power
it's
of
back.
God and anime.
While a
Wait,
normal can
nah,
of
hey, now
spinach
you bought on your
contains
ass,
about
Mule B.
44 calories,
Oh,
when
oh,
used in
shit.
Popeye's world, its effects are
man
multiplied.
Mule said
Not
too,
only
he
does it
stopped spamming
immediately
emotes
increase
warning.
Popeye's already
What the fuck?
impressive strength and speed even further, it makes him
Wait,
virtually
how do I edit
impervious
Mule
to
Bit's-
harm.
not Mule
It
Bit,
lets him
Nightbot
fly,
Science.
turn invisible, shapeshift his body into literally anything.
Bro, I just want to
and
see the
even
fight,
sting
bro.
his friends as he
They talking a whole
World
bunch
was
of
one near
bullshit. I
spinach
don't
of
wanna hear it.
Popeye spinach,
Wait,
giving
what
the
is this?
this stylized yellow star. By measuring the volume of this spinach stock and including the caloric density of regular spinach, we can calculate one single can of Popeye spinach contains over 46 undecillion calories. That's over
Undecillion?
700 octillion times greater than the total calories the average person will consume over their entire
Bro,
life.
I don't want to hear it, bro. I don't give a fuck.
Popeye and
to his side.
I don't
and
give
then
a
he
fuck. Let me
eats
see
a
the
piece-
fight.
eat-
Let me see the fight. Let me see the fight. Let me see the. This is not the fight, bro. They gonna pull some shit out their ass.
a shocking amount
Better
of
help.
So you don't have to see any line
that better
sled.
Nigga said quintillion. 40. Oh, W animation. W animation.
Oh man, the scrap's always so expensive. No thanks.
Can't stand to no one.
Wait,
has
this look
nothing
good.
to finish.
Oh shit.
Put
Wait
him
a
up, you
minute.
Big palooka.
Whatever.
Niggas talking about whatever.
Give him one, two, and a
A lot of fights like Saitama, that's not hurting me. Not hurting me.
Well, blow me down. You ain't got a scratch on yas.
I know, right? Overwhelming strength is so boring.
God damn.
I can't read that.
RP. RP. Good shit, Saitama. I knew it. I knew it. Bro, what? I would be the same way. What type of shit is that?
A little bit more interesting now.
Bro, this is just some cartoon shit. Saitama, deal with it. Beat this nigga ass. Come on. Ah, Saitama. Okay, back to this animation style, I guess. I'm glad that's what you brought. That nigga punch him in a different animation style.
You sure is one crazy gazookas.
I'm just a guy
Crazy
who's
guy
a hero
looking.
for fun. Who the hell are you?
Yep, I am what I am, and that's all what I am. What do you know?
These niggas,
Look
they
at the
punch
pepper.
different animation styles and shit. This nigga the Krusty Krab? Talk to him, Saitama, talk to him, Saitama! Let's go. What the fuck? Wait, what's this? What is Popeye? The hell? That is not Popeye. What the hell? Bro, what is going wait a minute. Wait. Hold the fuck on. Hold the fuck on. So you telling me, real talk. This nigga is the same as this nigga. The fuck? That nigga's like talk. Yeah.
How did you get so strong?
It's me spinach.
What the hell is going on, bro? Is he dead?
Can this be? My heart's beating so fast. My muscles ache. I can feel them again.
This
That's
nigga
all I
jumping
can
off the
stand,
sun.
cause I can't stand no more.
I never thought it would happen.
Nigga just blew up the moon.
Serious fight. I found it! Thank you, weird spinach mascot.
I know what the.
He took a big gamble, but now he is scrambled. I'm Popeye the Sailor Man.
KO! Well, I guess you could say that fight was over easy. Wait, except isn't Saitama's whole gag that he can't lose?
It is, but it's more nuanced than that. Despite breaking his limiter, Saitama's strength isn't limitless. He's said so himself.
Breaking his limiter meant his potential strength was likely infinite, but there's nothing left in his world powerful enough to push him to get stronger.
How in the.
Like
How?
a bodybuilder
Tell
stuck
me
with
how.
5-pound dumbbells.
He
How?
also doesn't possess some
How?
magical ability to kill someone in one punch regardless of effort. Powerful adversaries like Boros and Garo
How?
have survived his blows repeatedly,
How?
albeit briefly, and he's never met anyone quite
See, bro,
like
I
Popeye
knew
the
when
Sailor
Popeye came back to life.
According to the mangaka, One Punch Man's gag is that Saitama is an anime protagonist at the end of his series, slapped in at the beginning of his series, where he's too strong to have a challenge.
So, if we know Saitama's strength does have a limit, what is it?
We know he can deflect Boros' planet-destroying blast, but he was clearly super casual about it. He may have called it his serious punch, but that's the joke. He's only now getting kind of serious.
In order to get as generous a number as possible, let's
give me
assume
the
Saitama
numbers.
was exerting the least amount of effort he could to throw that punch. Since he's still technically a human, we can assume the ratio between the least amount of effort possible and the most is relatively
these
consistent
niggas
with other
talking about
humans.
the least-
Let's just
what
say
the
he
fuck
burned
is
the
this?
equivalent of only 1 calorie relative to the strongest punch ever recorded, which was over 1,000 joules. For reference, the average person burns about 1 calorie a minute doing absolutely nothing. So this is assuming Saitama is literally as casual as physically possible.
That'd make his strongest punch about 200 times greater than his weakest. Using Boros'
Bro, I don't see how the fuck they can ratio a nigga's weakest punch. What the fuck does that even mean?
energy blast as a
Huh?
base, Saitama's theoretical strongest punch would be over 11 yotatons of TNT.
What the fuck is a
That's
yotaton?
absolutely insane. Enough to
the
annihilate
hell is a
Uranus 4
yotaton?
times over.
Well, that's impressive, but that's still far less than Popeye's star-busting
Wait,
power,
what?
which was millions of times greater. Sure, this is only an estimate. We don't know Saitama's full strength exactly. But the point
Bro,
is,
this shit is
whatever
whack.
it may be,
Bro.
it can be measured.
That's right, but trying to compare them with just numbers isn't the whole story.
While Saitama can break his world fairly easily,
what's
it's
crazy
still
is
a
that they're
semi-realistic
guessing-
world
they
that
don't know how
generally
strong
obeys the
Saitama
laws
is.
of
That's
physics.
Popeye in his world, on the other hand, can't really be measured at all. The dude's occupied 2 places at the same
Man,
time.
That's some
Hear
cartoon
that,
shit,
Popeye.
bro. I don't want to
Good.
hear that
And on the-
bullshit.
and-
I don't
Plain
wanna
old
hear that
cartoon
bullshit, bro. That's some cartoon shit, bro. What the fuck? Might as well put Mickey Mouse up next, bro. What? That doesn't make fucking sense. I don't.